this session, we'll learn about ethers, their preparation and their properties. Preparation of ethers. First method is from dehydration of alcohols. Here, the conditions that we take into consideration are alcohol is taken in excess. It's treated with concentrated H2SO4 at 413 Kelvin. That results in the formation of ethers. In this reaction, the important points that we are supposed to remember are: first, our alcohol should be 1 degree alcohol, because second and third degree alcohols will result in the formation of alkenes. इसकी मैकेनिज्म हमने एक बार पहले कर रखी है प्रॉपर्टीज ऑफ अल्कोहल में, तो वहां आपको ये मैकेनिज्म के साथ डिटेल में मिल जाएगा. तो व्हाट इज टू बी डन? अगर हमें ईथर प्रिपरेशन चाहिए तो फर्स्ट कंडीशन हमारे अल्कोहल्स 1 डिग्री होनी चाहिए. सेकेंड, दिस इज एन SN2 मैकेनिज्म रिएक्शन, bimolecular nucleophilic substitution reaction. Third, because we are talking about the nucleophilic substitution, this will happen at low temperatures like 413. यही टेम्परेचर अगर हम 443 केल्विन 445 केल्विन करते हैं तो फिर वहां पे एलिमिनेशन होता है and dehydration of alcohol resulted in formation of alkene. So dehydration of alcohol, if done at 413 Kelvin, will result in formation of ethers. Point to remember, alcohols are supposed to be 1 degree alcohol. Williamson synthesis. This is one of the best methods to prepare ethers. Symmetrical ethers and unsymmetrical ethers both can be prepared by this method, and what happens here is alkyl halide is treated with sodium alkoxide. That results in formation of ethers. Let's check on the board. RX, alkyl halide, when treated with sodium alkoxide, there is removal of NaX and ethers are formed. The main important point of this method is we can prepare symmetrical as well as unsymmetrical ethers. See, R and O, R dash, ये ग्रुप्स डिफरेंट भी हो सकते हैं और हम R एंड R भी रख सकते थे, तो हमें सिमेट्रिकल ईथर्स मिलते. ये फॉलो करता है SN2 मैकेनिज्म. व्हाट इज हैपनिंग? दिस इज इन्वॉल्विंग न्यूक्लियोफिलिक सब्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ हैलाइड आयन फ्रॉम RX बाय द एल्कोक्साइड आयन. एक एग्जांपल से ट्राई करते हैं. सपोज वी हैव सोडियम इथॉक्साइड, तो C2H5ONA, sodium ethoxide. Let's say this is treated with methyl chloride. What will happen? This sodium ethoxide nucleophilic part, this will attack on the alkyl group of RX and Cl minus goes away. So the product is C2H5OCH3 plus NaCl. Ether that I've obtained is methoxyethane or ethyl methyl ether. Limitation of this method. Here we have to be careful that we are taking RX as only 1 degree RX, because 2 degree and 3 degree RX starts resulting in the formation of alkenes. So let's try this also with an example. Suppose we have got tertiary butyl chloride. I've written the CH3 group as CH2H, and it's treated with, let's say, sodium ethoxide. Because of the basic nature of our alkoxide ion, what it will do? It will take away this H plus, and there will be formation of alkene. So there are many advantages of this method although, like we can prepare symmetrical, unsymmetrical ethers, we can even prepare phenolic ethers, but you cannot prepare ethers if you have 3 degree RX or 2 degree RX, because this starts resulting in formation of alkene. Our alkoxide part, another important point to remember, our alkoxide part can be 1 degree, 2 degree, 3 degree. That's absolutely fine. But take care that Rx is only 1 degree Rx. Physical properties of ethers. Ethers are highly volatile compounds. They are polar in nature. You can see the shape. We have the bent shape molecule where this bond angle is around 110 degree. There are two lone pairs on oxygen. Whether these groups are symmetrical or unsymmetrical, the shape is bent. Their boiling points are higher than the respective hydrocarbons. Reason? Polarity in their nature. But their boiling points are lower than that of alcohols because in alcohols we have hydrogen bonding, but in ethers we have only dipole-dipole interaction. The lower members of ethers are soluble in water because they can form hydrogen bond with water. You can see here example, ether molecule, water molecule, there is a possibility of hydrogen bond between them. But as the size of R group increases, the bond strength will decrease and their solubility in water also decreases. Chemical properties. Here we will talk about the reaction of ethers with HI. So, first reaction, if we have symmetrical ethers and we are treating them with excess of HI, the product is alkyl halide along with water. But if our alkyl groups are different, that is, we have unsymmetrical alkenes with it, what kind of products are formed? Here we have taken the example of methoxyethane. On treatment with HI, it's resulting in formation of alcohol ethanol and methyl iodide. Now, why only these products are formed? Why not methanol and ethyl iodide? That we'll understand with the help of mechanism. The first step of mechanism is protonation of ether. So the H plus attacks on oxygen, which is electron rich, and we get formation of protonated ether, C2H5, CH3H, oxygen with a plus charge. Second step is attack of I minus. Now this step is important. This step follows SN2 mechanism and I minus attacks on the smaller alkyl group. यहाँ हमें देखना होगा दोनों alkyl groups में से कौन सा alkyl group small है size में. ऐसा इसलिए क्योंकि steric hindrance smaller alkyl group के size से कम होगा. तो I minus attacks at smaller alkyl group to avoid steric hindrance. इन दोनों में हमने चेक किया CH3 group smaller है, तो I minus का attack आप CH3 पे दिखाएंगे. ये बन गया CH3I. Electrons shift to oxygen and our product is ethanol. Till we have 1 degree and 2 degree alkyl groups, the reaction follows SN2 mechanism. But if one of the groups is 3 degree alkyl group, then the reaction goes through SN1 mechanism, that is through the formation of carbocation. Let's check that with help of an example. In the reactions of ethers with HI, if one of the alkyl groups is a tertiary alkyl group, then the product formed is also tertiary alkyl halide. Look at that example at the board. Look at the example at the board. Here we have got tertiary butyl group and ethyl group, and our product is tertiary butyl iodide and ethanol. So here what has happened? The steric hindrance factor has not come into picture. This reaction mechanism is SN1 mechanism. So it proceeds through formation of more stable carbocation. Reason you can see on the board, SN1 mechanism is followed. So the formation of product is controlled by stability of carbocation. And we know 3 degree carbocation is more stable than 1 degree carbocation. So let's see the mechanism, how it happens. The first step is protonation of ether. So oxygen is available with 2 lone pair, H plus attacks on it and we get protonated ether. Second step, the slow step where we have to decide the cleavage of CO bond. Here we have to look for the factor where are we getting the stable carbocation. This part is going to give me a 3 degree carbocation. So this is formed and the bond breaking takes place this way. CO bond is broken. Product ethanol 3-degree carbocation is formed. Attack of I minus results in formation of 3-degree alkyl halide. Now let's move on for the type of ethers where we have one group as phenyl group and other as alkyl group. In this example, we'll study about the cleavage of CO bond in case of alkyl aryl ethers. We have taken the example of Anisole. Anisole on treatment with HI results in formation of always phenol and methyl iodide. Why so? The first step is protonation of Anisole, which results in formation of methyl phenyl oxonium ion. Now at this point, we have to check the strength of OCH3 bond and OC6H5 bond. OCH3 bond weak है, then OC6H5 bond क्यों? क्योंकि OC6H5 यहाँ पे हमारे पास रेजोनेंस है, तो रेजोनेंस की स्टेबिलिटी की वजह से O का C bonds बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग है, तो वो ब्रेक नहीं होगा. Then what will happen? The I minus will attack at the weaker OCH3 bond, resulting in the formation of methyl iodide. Cleavage of benzyl alkyl ethers. Here we have taken the example of benzyl methyl ether. This on treatment with HI results in benzyl iodide and methanol. Reason being, this follows SN1 mechanism. Benzyl carbocation is much more stable than methyl carbocation. Hence, during the reaction, benzyl carbocation is formed, and on that, the attack of I minus results in the formation of benzyl iodide as the product. So, in these reactions, we have checked the reactions where we had two alkyl groups. Then, steric hindrance factor was the reason for the formation of iodide part. If one of the alkyl group was 3-degree alkyl group, then carbocation formation was the reason for formation of tertiary alkyl halide. If we had phenolic ethers, phenol is the major product because that CO bond in phenol is much more stable when compared to the OCH3 bond of alkyl group due to resonance. And last case, if we have benzyl ethers, benzyl iodide is formed because benzyl carbocation is much more stable when compared to the alkyl carbocation. The electrophilic substitution reactions of ethers. In alkyl aryl ethers, due to resonance, we check that the negative charge is present at 2, 4 and 6 positions. The resonating structures, the negative charge is on 2, 4 and 6 positions. That means alkyl aryl ethers are ortho-para directing groups. So whatever electrophilic substitution will take place, it will happen at ortho and para position. The examples of electrophilic substitution reactions of alkyl aryl ethers. We have taken the example of Anisole, and here we have the halogenation reaction in the form of bromination, that is resulting in 2 bromo product or 4 bromo product. Nitration, again 2 nitroanisole or 4 nitroanisole. On this side we have Friedel-Crafts reactions. The alkylation results in formation of methyl anisole, 2 methyl anisole or 4 methyl anisole, and acylation of anisole results in formation of introduction of COCH3 group at 2nd position or at 4th position, and the naming here, COCH3 path is called as the 1st position. So OCH3 is the 4th position. This is 4-methoxyacetophenol.